would be more, and it's hilarious. Under that scenario, I really don't have a problem paying, but to just like be here as a member and um, like after I went out of my way to help in the first place, didn't ask for anything, still haven't asked for anything, and wouldn't ask for anything. Um, and then to get just like shadow banned somehow. Um, it
From
with like out of the
voice.
blue. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just kind of like I don't know. I mean, I don't. The whole idea of paying to be a part of a whatever like that. I've seen it go a ton of times. I never want to be paid related to anything related to any type of like live trading or chat. I mean, it's a bunch of college students uh, that need to put their money towards buying dinner, and that's what keeps my credibility where it's at. Because I mean, people ask to pay me all the time, and I say no because I personally can't stomach it. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's how I feel about it in the first place. So I don't really think that any chat should cost anything. I actually understand from your perspective though, because it keeps serious members here only and all that stuff. I get why that's how it works in general. But I mean, after whatever's happened, coming back and being like, yeah, dude, stick around. We don't care what you did or how you felt or anything else. Actually, that pissed some people off. But stick around as a member. Go through the work of posting this shit here so that we're going to get benefit out of it. And uh, thank you. And pay us too. And thank you.
So I definitely get it from your perspective, but that's what I mean about like that coincides with that whole bravado that I had been talking about. You and this is just me being real with you, just person to person. I have no problem with it, but you do have a slight ego, and that's where that perspective comes
I
from.
100% have an ego when it comes to this stuff, but at the same time, it's not like it's not the detriment of anybody else. Like, yes, I do know what I'm doing, but it's not you don't know what you're doing, and it's not anything else like that. It's just like, I mean, it's a fact. It's just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not doing it to offend anybody, and I promise you, when I make a bad trade, I will be the first person to pick on myself.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm going back on this line of why should I pay to be here if I'm helping blah blah blah. So if you're just not into that entirely, then there's not a lot to talk about necessarily. If you don't want
No,
to be,
I think the point is that I offered to help out of the blue when I was asked the first day I was here by Guru to help out, and I did it. And then and I'm not saying you definitely did not do this, but from my perspective, I was doing you guys a favor, and that was rewarded with basically like fuck you, pay us money. And at this point, like I was about to sign up for the service anyways because I met a couple guys here that were cool, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll trade with y'all. Um, but this shit just out of principle, it just irritated me, and I'm you know you will hear that a lot. I mean, I help people out of principle, and I you know think that this is like a little bit chicken shit out of principle. So it's
the demotion so that you can't be in voice. That is.
no, it's not just that. It's they basically removed everything without talking to me, without telling me they're going to do it, and then I get one of the other um, mods that reaches out. It's like, hey, hop in voice, and I can't do it, and then I have to go through and scramble around trying to figure out like whether it's my Discord's messed up or something. Someone said like, oh, it's because you're a trialist, and I'm sitting there like, when did that happen?
Right. So
So it was more of like I didn't know what was even going on. And
yeah.
I'm sitting there like these people that I think are a part of X Trades, and it says they're part of X Trades, are asking me to help, and then whatever I just don't know. I mean, I
Okay.
think part of it is I just haven't known what's going on, and so
Well,
I've been offering help um, because this is you know
it's fun for you to offer help. You're
help
altruistic about it, etc.
exactly, and I still haven't been reached out by anybody other than you. You're the only one that I mean, literally, if you hadn't said anything, I would still be like, "What just happened?"
Yeah.
I mean,
And
if I'm such a big problem, address it like a big problem.
I can't comment on their end. I'm only here to see like
No, because you should be in charge of this shit because you're handling it better.
I shouldn't be in charge of anything.
No, I'm just saying, like, you probably don't want the responsibility for it, but you get what I'm saying. Like, this is the way to address it because if it had been this on the front end, um, we would have talked 2 days ago about this, and I would have gone through and
Figure it
corrected
out.
whatever it
Yeah.
was, and it would have been fine.
Yeah. Can't I can't like undo what's happened. It's at this point whether or not you want to stay for what's available here and if you can get past this in your mind slight.
It's not in my mind slight. I think that's the first thing that will make me shut up is when you finally get to where like, yeah, this was kind of we took advantage of your help, and this was not the right way to handle it. And I've tried to explain it because I don't think that it was intentional for it to come across that way, but it is chicken shit. If you can agree to that, there's no more problem.
I'm not here to agree for them.
No, I'm saying from your perspective. I'm not asking for, whatever.
Uh I wouldn't necessarily call it chicken shit. I would just understand that just from what I've seen before, they don't necessarily have patience. They don't feel the need for patience for a lot of their decisions that they make, and they some of it is knee jerk reactions without explanation, and that's fine. They are the bosses. They get to do what they want, and it's up to us as either people in the community or as role members to like decide if we want to stick around for that. For me personally, it's whatever. So I've stuck around.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me that much, and now that I understand what's going on. But the whole thing is still like, um, I'm a volunteer. Like, why would you treat a volunteer like that? Who, by the way, if I stay here, there's a couple hundred people that are going to stay here, and if I leave, and if I reached out to them and said yes, I'm leaving and going here, they would all come with me because that's what they've said.
Uh,
But that's stupid. I mean, that's the like
that
that's
is
what happens on
definitely,
all these different things.
dude,
Is like there's all these
dude.
different like,
Like,
groups that split off and they go try to like, oh, we're gonna go make money doing the same thing, whatever. And I'm the only like I literally have no dog in the fight because I don't have time to freaking do this and I don't want to. I wouldn't do it out of principle, but it's also not worth the money.
right. So like
I don't
that's
need that. I don't need people to pay me to trade.
right. Exactly. So like
If you're a
just
good trader, you make money trading.
just get that out of your mind that like if you leave, like you're taking people with you because that's
No,
that.
I'm not. No, I'm not. That's the point. I told them even when they reached out today, I said, no, I'm not going off to do another thing. I'm, like I have repeatedly over the last several days, people are like, will you pay me? Will you private do this? Whatever. And I've said, no, I can show you if you would like,
No, I
but I have been pretty stinking loyal for just being a I mean, I've showed that I really don't care about what it looks like for me personally, benefiting from, financially from any of this, because I definitely don't want that. And, I appreciate that you guys were like, hey, you're a good trader. We would appreciate it if you helped. The fact that I was reached out to in that way, I was like, there was no way I would have done this. I got asked to join another live thing by a guy that I used to do it with, and we had like 20 or 30,000 people, and I literally told him no. That was like last week. He came back after like 6, 7 years. He's like, "Do you have any time to help out with this?" And I told him no. But because Guru reached out and was like chill about it, and he's like, "Look, you bring a different perspective, and we'd appreciate having that voice heard." I was like, "Okay." I mean, it's a tricky time in the market. We're having big moves, so I'm kind of like doing more of this and putting off some other things that normally keep me busy. And yeah, it's great. I'll help, no problem. I'm more active right now than I'm going to be, in a couple weeks or even probably next week. This was just kind of how this is playing out. It's going to be trapping people constantly every single day, both ways. So there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of money to be lost. I'm more active right now because there's a lot more money I can make trading. I've been more active because I've been more active and have devoted more time right now. I've been I've been more available to help other people, if that makes sense. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just like at this point.
We are going in circles for sure.
Yeah.
And I am frustrated, and you've listened to me bitch, and I appreciate it. And by the way, I mean, I wouldn't be talking to I'm not talking to you to go back and send a message to anybody or anything like that. I just felt like we've been talking enough that you deserve an explanation, and you've been giving me the respected enough to tell me what's going on, which I appreciate it.
No worries, man.
So, I mean, regardless, I don't know if we're friends on this. I haven't used Discord in literally 4 years or something like that. I don't even know how long. So uh, this is a new Discord account. I think no, I think I've had. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I made a new one when someone was talking about this chat, and I was like, okay, I'll go check it out. I can't remember. I know I changed my name, but I can't remember whether I was started another one or not. Anyways, so I don't know if we're friends on here, but regardless, I'll stay in contact with you if you want. I mean, it's not because I think you need it. It's because I think that I benefit from hearing what you have to say about what's going on too. So, it's
Yeah.
from my perspective.
Sure. I mean, you added me on friends, and I accepted. What state do you live in, if I can ask?
I'll tell you if you ask me why.
No, I just what time you get up in the morning. You're a lawyer. Your wife is.
Oh,
You know.
so I have basically a couple of blood clots in my brain from traumatic brain injuries, and I also have MS. The reason I tell you that is because you don't know who I am, so it's not like I'm telling you anything that feels that personal. And the other thing, the other reason is I have insomnia, so I'm up late and I'm up early because I don't sleep that much. So it doesn't really matter. I've got clients in Asia, and I have to be up dealing with that stuff throughout the night, anyways. So I'm I basically work, 20-hour days if you include trading and the rest of it. I'm up all night watching futures and doing other stuff. This is kind of my hobby.
Cool. Sorry, the market is had that big bounce.
Yeah,
And it's
I'm
starting to
seeing the
sell off.
tips that are going through the roof. I'm kind of going to be surprised if we fall through the 200 again, but the ticks look, the sell programs right now look pretty crazy.
Yeah, it really looks like it's still a deleveraging.
The question is, if we hold the 200, there's a lot of money that's going to start, taking a poke at this being the bottom, and that's why I didn't want to be, like for instance, I got out of my Tesla puts honestly around this price. It was around like 962 or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm up a crap load of money because that was supposed to be a scalp. So I bought a pretty big position. And then it played out really well, and I was so far in the money. I was like, okay, well, I've already taken enough profit that I'm in the green on this trade, and it looks like it's going to flush. So I ended up holding half of a huge position overnight. So I took profit in it, but I didn't see us flushing through any lower today, just because I can't imagine what the option payout would be with how many people are, probably at puts right now.
Yep. 442 would be the hold. I guess the double bottom is at
I actually was
440.
looking earlier as 441.72 or 441.70, something like that. Would or even a little bit lower, that would kind of be where it's at. If we lose 441, I think it's going to go below the lows, obviously. But I don't know if you see that. I have seen a lot of these play out where, they basically, especially on expiration, they kind of start to do this earlier in the day. It finds kind of a higher low, and then they just start narrowing the wedge into the close, and then there's a break one direction or the other, probably to the upside today, if it wedged the rest of the day.
I don't know, man. It's looking like it's trying to give it up.
Yeah, I mean, you may be right. I don't have strong conviction on it, so I mean, I'm holding Tesla calls that I bought $2 off the lows that are $10 in the money with next week expiration. So the only reason I'm holding that is because it's already so far in the green. But I don't have good conviction. So you notice I'm not a know-it-all. I've got all of this under control because I told people yesterday I'm probably not trading today because I don't see a clear picture. I mean, I'm pretty open when I don't know what's going on. Right now, I couldn't tell you. I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't just kind of chop up to the highs and then just go flat into the close and maybe go up a little bit.
We've just been going straight down every day.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm sorry it come across that way. The other thing is because of my this stuff that's happened, like my personality definitely changed. I had it ultimately ended up being 13 concussions. My last one was when I was 19. I was at West Point. I walked on and played football, and I got my last one, and I couldn't read for a couple of days. And I had trouble expressing myself and all the rest of it. So I know I'm a little bit weird anyways, but I can tell you that as far as, what I guess you would say where my heart is, it's not thinking that I'm the best in everything else. I mean,
No, I get it. I'm autistic too. I'm calling you autistic.
No, but there's stuff that has changed we'll say the makeup of what my brain is. So it's a little bit weird. But it also, for whatever reason, I mean, I became really good at this, and that's why it's funny. Like nobody around me really realizes there's anything that's wrong because I'm functionally I'm fine.
Yeah, you seem to be very linear, and that's good for trading, right? Because linear thought process. Pack
Yeah,
acquisition.
yeah. I was literally in law school. I was having trouble expressing myself early on. I would know exactly what the answer was, and I couldn't analyze anything. And I had to change because that wiring and that connection in my brain wasn't working. I had to change the process to be I can get to answers, so I can do each step of the analysis is just me giving an answer, and I can process it that way. But there's a disconnect where um, literally for a while I would be thinking something and I couldn't communicate it, and I've gotten better at that because it's been over a decade. But I get it. I mean, I get that I come across weird sometimes, but most people that get to know me are like, okay, you're a good guy. You're just like I said, a little bit weird.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Absolutely the same thing for me. Like my tonnage, the way that I come off, it comes off as in person, it comes off as cocky and arrogant. And like this woman that I'm dating, I've had to explain to her and her friends, like, I'm not cocky, I'm not super arrogant, I'm just autistic.
Yeah, no, and I kind of picked up on like that's the reason you and I've gotten along because obviously you tell me stuff that's very I actually appreciate it because it's how I think. You tell me things that are very direct, and um, it doesn't bother me. It's you could tell me that's bullshit. Stop acting like that. I'd be like, okay, sorry,
Yeah.
not trying to come across that way.
Yeah. Like I hope you stay, man. I hope you Mr. Lawyer who makes a bunch of money nut up $38 and just stick around.
Is it really $38? I haven't even seen how much it is.
I think it's
I'm telling
like
you, it's like
$38 or $45 a month.
yeah. I mean, look, I will. I'll probably end up doing it. I mean, it won't bother me to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not a big price. Uh, just
Can I pay anonymously?
I think it's paid through PayPal. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just really don't want people having my like. I frankly don't trust a lot of people, and I don't like having my information out there public.
Says the lawyer with the crypto wife expert, who
Mhm.
should. I'm supposed to get her number. You still haven't given me her phone number.
Dude, she's fucking hot. That's the problem. And I realized that I batted out of my league, and I don't like people that like crypto knowing her because like just gonna run off with a
Listen,
crypto
man,
or whatever.
you can't just say that she's hot and not send me a picture now.
I mean, tell me I'm arrogant, and I'll be like, you're probably right, and I'm okay with that.
Rude.
No, I mean she's not a trader. She's a well, I've actually gotten her into trading now, but she's an expert on the regulatory side. She's absolutely brilliant. She's smarter than me. She's a better attorney.
We can only hope that our women are smarter than us.
Yeah, I mean that's part of being a little bit weird though. Is like I'm sure you're the same way. I got married young and ended up getting divorced after 4 years um, because it was just like there was obviously there were problems with just like personality. I actually didn't want to get divorced because I was kind of fine with everything. But I was married to somebody that was a stay-at-home wife, and I got remarried, and to the opposite, somebody that I really respected, and more of a partner, and that's intellectually a lot more stimulating for me, and it also is better for our relationship because we have more substance to talk about. Because I think about work and I think about trading literally all the time. I can't turn it off, and that gets old for some people.
You're absolutely fine, man. We're going through that process with my girl too. Like, if I'm gonna always be this way, etc. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, man. And I'm not trying to step into your relationship, but but I promised myself after what happened, like I didn't have friends step up and be like, "Hey, this is a problem," until afterwards. I will tell you that if you're having problems now, you'll definitely have problems when it changes when you get married, and it changes when you live together, and that's
It,
all that.
it isn't a problem with like for me and her one-on-one interaction. It's me and her friends. Like her friends are the ones that are like, you know, she has comments about.
Yeah, that's toxic. That's not, I mean, it's not toxic for y'all. It's toxic for them. They should care more about their friends' happiness than they should about what their personal feelings are. You
No,
treat your girl right, they should be happy for y'all.
right, and that's the thing. They care about her happiness, and it's because of that they see these faults in me and like, hey, he's not blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, and it's fair.
And I gotcha.
Yeah, I just have to find my way to it.
I don't know, man. You tell me, what is it that I mean, like you know what's going on. I consider you a friend now. We've talked several times. Tell me as a friend, what you know what my motivations are, and you know what kind of the cost benefit analysis of doing anything anywhere is for me. I mean, like, is it really worth it for me to stick around and just hang out?
That is 100% your own personal thing. I
Yeah,
enjoy.
but I'm asking you as a friend. I'm not asking you as being a part of this. I'm asking you as like you know more of what's going on both sides. So I feel I respect your opinion in that regard.
They don't. If you're asking about like staff side, yeah, they don't hate you. They hope that you, quote unquote, like, I guess the best way to describe this would be to like fall in line in the
Yeah, assimilate, which I have no problem with. I didn't really have time to assimilate because I didn't have this conversation. I didn't know what I was doing right or wrong. I thought everybody was happy.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
my confusion. I'm literally getting response back from mods and like members that are like, "We're so happy you're here. Thank you." Whatever. And so I was like, "Okay, well, this is okay."
Yeah, and just accidentally tripped over a foot, and here we are. And all they want is just cultural assimilation. That's it.
So, but what does that process look like?
It's literally just hanging around and being cool. Get like if you subbed up and got the elite role, stuck around a little bit, then I don't see a reason why we can't go back into voice eventually, and then just keep doing the market stuff until someone says yes or no.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I'll think about it. I'll probably end up doing it. I mean, at least I'll kind of give it a month and see how it goes and everything. Um, Frankly, I think that there's a lot of things that I can help them out with because if it's a place that I want to be involved with, I want to make sure it does well and is okay. And there's a lot of stuff that even on the legal side I can help them out with that I think would be valuable. But I mean, it's kind of if they just see me as another person here, obviously that's a different kind of thing. I mean, I don't know what uh, I just don't know what they want. That's part of like assimilating is I'm like,
Well, you're in a unique position because as far as the staff end is concerned, they didn't want anything from you, and the public asked things of you, and then the staff is
no, I
like,
mean, Guru stuff with me, and then it
right, right,
turns
right,
around, like,
and,
and then I get bumped, and I'm like, okay, I mean, like, what is it that y'all want?
and
Because I'm getting mixed signals here.
yeah, exactly, and it's one of those things where it's that happened, and that was on Guru and them, and it's not even it's not bad that he did that. It's just then you started talking and you're not posting your plays, and then you've made
I,
some.
I was posting them. I just didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know what XHub was. I didn't know that. You know, like y'all didn't want stuff in the options chat apparently.
I wonder if we sell off here.
Yeah, we were set up to break out in Netflix because Netflix is, held 400 even though we dropped down. But if that's any indicator, we had a breakout that looked like a pretty clear breakout about 4 minutes ago, and then it's pulling back now. Kind of broke through and then pulled back. So that indicates to me that there's at least some type of selling pressure that's continuing. That's a sell program, and it's not just trading off technicals right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think there definitely is more room to go down, which sucks.
I still think that being at expiration and just zooming out on what the intraday chart looks like, that we're probably going to chop and either, you know, I doubt we close at 444. I imagine it would be closer to what the open was, like 445. It's what we'd kind of coil around and then wait and see what happens at the close.
You actually think that we're going to get to 445?
I think we're going to close there. I think we'll go above it in the interim. I think that if they're coiling this because of options, I know they're selling, but they're trying to hold it up when they can. And I think that they're releasing selling pressure every single time they can so that it can bounce and they can sell again. So I think they'll continue doing that to where they'll let out pressure somewhere above the higher low. And then when it gets back into whatever they want to form the wedge at, which it's not clear what the next bounce I see would be, like maybe to 446. Could go a little bit higher, but I think you've at least got 446 here if it's not just going to be indiscriminate selling into the close. And, we're at panic levels, but I've seen them purposely hold it up for some reason at different points and not cause too much panic. And that kind of, with an elevated VIX like this, I could see them crushing the VIX into the close and still getting some selling and continuing next week.
I think I might want to do some Ford shorts to like 1750. Just like lottos for next week. Because if we lose if we stay under the 50 daily SMA here at like 21, there's not a lot stopping it till 19. Maybe 19 is the play.
Yeah, I'm going to buy, as a day trade, I'm going to buy 22 VXX puts. So I'm going to go post this, but I can't post it anywhere. So,
So if you're putting in options chat, you would say looking to start a position in VXX 20 puts, day trade, risky. If you wanted to put in an options chat, that would be like your wave. And then you can say like price target is X, stop loss is X. And then it would be in options plays. I can type it out for you.
Well, I just posted. I mean, I don't know what the target would be because we don't have that. But I just think that we've got enough.
So the at here part, you don't need to type that. That's noticeable.
I saw other people doing it. I didn't know. If you delete it, I'll post it again.
Yeah, got it. Other people who are doing that are top traders, sponsor traders, analysts.
And you could be right. We could roll over, but I think the chances of us having a lower VIX into the close is pretty high. So regardless,
Yeah, and like that's also what you can type in your message. Chances of lower VIX is my expectation. You know what I mean? That comes off as informative. That comes off as uh, what people might be looking for. Man, I really want Ford to die. How did I not short this at 26? What is BA at? How did I not short BA at 230?
you there?
Yeah.
So what do I post next up?
Oh, so you
Tell
would
me, tell me the statement to give. Bought DXX, $22 strike, puts 128 expiration.
do you have the options plays channel the channel open to you as a trial?
The option plays?
Yeah.
No.
Right. So that's fine. Like you've already posted your thing in the chat. When options plays becomes available to you, if you subscribe, then it would type out like this: by the option VIX 22 put 0128 at 1.65. So you would post the play like that because that's implying to the bot, buy the option VXX 22 put date at the premium. I would do a space after the at because you might accidentally at someone who has like a number in their name. And then when you eventually close the play, you would be sell the close VXX put 2 put 128 at 2. So something like that. Oh, look at that. We are curling up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. But I mean, it's like now. I mean, it's obviously that was a you know, like a good trade or whatever. I mean, and you're saying that everybody doesn't see that, so it just doesn't matter.
In the option plays?
What?
Everyone doesn't see what?
You're saying on the the staff doesn't care that you know, I just timed another bottom I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm not being arrogant, but I'm like, seriously, like, I don't get credit with them or credibility with them because it's not an XM. That's confusing.
It's just how they measure it here. It's trackable. It gives you a stats. Like, if you want, just like anything, if you want to be recognized, have the resume. And it's not saying that you don't have a resume. It's saying that this is how they're able to perceive it on a regular.
Yeah, I got that. I mean, why don't you reach out and be like, hey, guys, he was posting here because whatever reason that we've already talked about, and he's willing to do the other, but he has been right very often.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's absolutely has nothing to do with you being wrong, man. And you're very focusing on this. It has nothing to do with your plays being wrong.
Like if you're a good trader, why don't they want you in the group?
Again, it's not that they don't want you in the group. This is just how they do things here. It's not about how you're wrong. It's not about how many times that you're right. It's literally just one of those cultural assimilation things.
Yeah.
And I absolutely
tell them we talked and I'm willing to do it. I mean, I don't want them to feel like I'm not willing. It comes across like I'm not willing to do it, and I've never expressed that.
Yeah, and this is me. This is our conversation, and that's why we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah, if we bounce up here, the next wave will be kind of. I'm probably not going to go short. I'll probably close out if we go back up to like 446, 447. But I don't have any confidence in that we can't just kind of trade flat and go higher until we get up there. So it's not like I'm for sure that we're just going to coil and then make a breakout later. But yeah.
Yeah, this would be a super insane if we didn't bounce here from the 200 SMA. Like, how do we not bounce from the 200 SMA just so that we can retest 455 at some point?
Especially when late yesterday it was like $11 or $12 away in the SPY. I mean, we have sold a lot, so it's not that I don't think we'll flush through it. It's just like, right now, it's you're expecting moves that are once every couple of years, and it's all about statistics on that. It's just statistically, it would be unlikely that we would have another $10 flush in the SPY after what's already happened.
Yeah. Big T will probably reach out to talk to you.
Did Big T have a problem? Big T and I have been like,
no.
We've been talking. I mean,
no problem. He was one of the people that wanted to reach out to also quash this.
Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, like I said before, I have no desire to like wage war against a freaking trading thing. So I'm not gonna like go try to drag people somewhere else. I don't have time for that shit.
Yep. And believe me, enough people have tried.
If they were worried that like I was building a fan base to go do something else.
Oh no.
I know if they could trust me. I mean, shit.
No.
Done nothing to deserve that.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's literally just cultural language and how we do things here. That's literally it.
I got you. Like I said before, I'm trying not to rock the boat. I mean, I just got kind of irritated in the first place because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And if I had some kind of personal interest, I would already be gone. I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be messaging people like crazy, like, hey, let's go over to whatever group. Fuck these guys. I'm not doing that.
Who's Craig?
What?
Who's Craig?
What'd you say?
Who is Craig?
I don't know who Greg is.
Greg. Well, you said. Who were you referring to when you said that we could go and fuck these guys?
No, I'm saying like if I had any like personal, interest in, whatever that was, if I had any self-interest, I would be doing shit like that. I'm not doing that. I'm talking to you about it.
Yeah. Got it. Let's see.
I don't know. I trust you, man. I really appreciate you talking to me and, going through it, regardless of whatever. I mean, that's,
You can buy me a dog as thanks.
dude, I will fucking buy you a dog if we ramp back up and Netflix breaks out of overhead resistance here and gets over 413 and starts going parabolic. I will buy you as many dogs as you want.
I will hold you to that. Because I totally made Chester like 15 grand the other week, and I'm like, if this goes 1,000%, you have to buy me a dog, and he just wouldn't do it, motherfucker.
Well, and I'm telling you, we could get up to, on the Netflix chart, they're kind of, it's very strong into this amount of like selling, and we could push all the way up to 456 today.
What the fuck is this candle? That's fuck you if you think that you can get above 443.
No, this is just still part of the coil. It's all just a freaking coil until we break one way or the other. Someone just got banned for tagging me saying they were selling puts. Dude, it's seriously like no one wants me around.
Banned? What are you talking about?
Someone posted like selling Tesla puts here up 15 to 75 and tagged me in it. And then they freaking like deleted it out of the chat.
Oh, I mean, like half the time that's just the bot that automatically flags posts if they don't meet a certain requirement. A lot of the like options chat and main chat are heavily regulated by a bot, and then the other channels aren't. And so like there's like a small.
Yeah, because we met the requirements. I've watched your bot. I mean, they posted everything about their trade. All they did was tag me in it, and someone deleted it.
I think you're taking that way too personally. And
no, I'm saying it's like it's that type of stuff. It's just like weird to me. I'm actually gonna assume that that's not what happened. It just looks funny. And if I had been on the call with you, I've been like, that's kind of chicken. Because yes, we did buy options that I actually bought them at 16.5 or something like that. They got them at 15 apparently, but went from 16.5 to 75. I got out at 72, 73, but you get my point.
Did you get out of the play?
Yeah, I posted it on here.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. I'm not looking at option chat too much just because of the random spam and blah blah blah.
Can you have them go like pull my chat history and go look at the trades posted and just like, okay, here you go, guys. I mean, you're talking about like you don't know because you don't have it in your database or whatever. Here it is. I probably posted 20 trades on here.
You didn't post saying that you got out of your VIX puts.
I'm not out of my VIX puts. I'm still in them.
Oh, okay. What is happening?
Yeah, no, I'm still in Netflix calls and VIX puts. I'm fine with it.
Again, like for your pass play stuff, they're probably not going to care. I personally don't care. Just from then on, if you do sub and put it into your community thing, like,
Yeah, I just kind of like to not be treated like a freaking, you know, person that just showed up out of the blue. And I think that if they look, they would realize that I'm not somebody that just showed up out of the blue. You can't get lucky this often. The same thing that if you didn't have what you were posting out there, it wouldn't make any sense to treat you like a new guy because you know exactly what you're doing. I mean, you're good at it.
well, yeah, but I was also here for a year before I asked, or before I asked for any sort of like roller position.
Yeah, I actually just got asked by King Chester. I don't know if he has a role here, but he just invited me to the voice chat. That's the thing. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting there like, oh, I have permission. I'm going to go do it all the time. It's like I get asked to do it, and I just say okay because I don't know what anybody's role is. I just assume that they have the ability to put me on the chat, that they want me on the chat. When I message you and I'm like, hey, I don't have access, it's because I know that you can give access, and somebody has asked me, and for whatever reason, they're like having trouble with it. A lot of times it's been because my Discord, I'm having to install it on my work computer every day because it's messing up. So I don't know.
We're maybe breaking 200 SMA again.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think we're about to bounce here, so I bought more VIX puts. But it's the same. It's like the same price. I'm not going to post it again. I just got a bigger position.
Where is my RSI indicator? I'm trying to look at higher time frames because like on the 1 hour we have a bullish divergence. On the 2 hour we technically have a bullish divergence. On the 4 hour we do not.
This goes to expiration. I'm solely looking at we're so statistically unlikely to flush through in a major way that I think that it's going to get pulled higher because there's going to be money that comes in at the 200 that if it holds, it'll go higher. And so that's the entire analysis. Has nothing to do with technicals because we've been trading off of really like money that's showing up at weird times and it's kind of been hidden under a lot of volume and all that stuff. And if we bounce here, literally that second ad, which was within a penny or two of the first one on the PXX, would be like literally the lows. So it's, I don't know. That's what's funny is I bought those because they were so freaking undervalued for what I thought the likely move was. That even though we sold off afterwards, they were still trading probably like extremely close to where they were before. And I'm telling you, Netflix has held 400 pretty well for how bad the market is. I think there's a push to take it through. If we get a big push in the SPY, Netflix is going to break through 411, and it's going to run all the way to 450. And that's just there's the same reason it sold all the way from 500 to 400. There's no volume between, 410 and 450. You there?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm just I'm deciding whether or not I want to be in a play or not. Because like we mentioned earlier, frickin' the premiums are a little juice for at the money things. So I'm debating.
Yeah, Apple and Tesla premiums are juiced. I mean, I could see Tesla selling off even with market rallies because you're kind of in a range where it could go to 945 pretty easily. And I think ultimately it goes lower. So even though that's been a good trade, I don't have confidence there, and I normally play it there. I think Netflix is a good way to play it on a scalp. Buy pretty close to the money calls. Look for a breakout. I think you'll be trading pretty flat because your 128s are pretty far out there. If you wanted to get aggressive, you could do today. I'm seeing 400 calls at $3. In fact, I'm going to post that. So I posted that one in the chat too. I actually like that. So, I don't know. You tell me what you're doing.
Dude, I don't know. Like I'm seeing a small bullish divergence on like 30 1 hour and 2 hour, but it's so sus.
This is a good example of like not everybody, good trader or not, sees what's going on clearly on any given day. This morning, I had no fucking idea. Bought Netflix calls because I thought that it was so sold that it didn't matter if the market sold off, it was still going to bounce. It showed that it formed a bottom and there were buyers that were going to come in at some point. So I didn't see this morning clearly. Now I kind of am getting a little bit more comfort in what I'm seeing.
I think I really should just sit on the sidelines here.
I like that call. You don't feel comfortable, sit on your hands. I did see a pretty good volume low on coming into 441.5. I don't know if you see that on just a minute chart. It looks like that could be a short-term bottom, but there's always more volume that could show up, so you never know.
You said on the 1 minute chart?
Yeah, on the SPY, it got oversold. There was volume that came in. Looked like it ticked up from it was around 150,000 contracts to 450,000, 377, 300, 241, 309, all in that range. So I think that's good enough for a short-term bottom.
You would think so. And then the fact that everyone knows now, that's always my...
Well, the problem is right now you've had it beaten down so much that if you do get any upward movement, you have money rushing in. Because they're like, okay, it held the 200 twice now. And that's the thought, is there will be money that comes in. It does need to break probably through 443.3. But if it does that, I mean, I don't see how there's not, a lot of covering, because there's a lot of money short right now. And a stagnant VIX this high is going to start getting shorted. I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
That
when
being
things start to
said,
stagnate.
there is a huge VIX short position that's been out there, and it's at like record highs. And if it blows up, you could see VIX 50 or 60 pretty fast. So who knows?